not hear about a show that has all these amazing actors, all of these A-list celebrities in this show. So I decided to check out episode 1 and I got hooked. If you have not watched it yet or you need a refresher, then I'm going to ask you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and together we can get through season 1 or rehash season 1 and be all prepared for season 2. We've been teaching during the pandemic and we have a lot of stuff going on, so maybe that's why I've never found the show. I don't know when season 1 started, so I'm late to the party, and I'm sure I'm gonna find some things that you probably missed. And then also stick around to the end of this video because I'll be telling you about my favorite line, Shira's favorite line of the episode, as well as Shira's title for the episode, because even though Apple TV has done a great job and the people have done a great job of coming up with the titles for each episode, I have my own titles. And I think my own titles are quite on point because not only do they represent the title of the episode, but also the theme. There's a theme going on through all these episodes. Really great writers. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hit some points and let's dive in, and here we go. Okay, so you remember when Bill Cosby, when all that stuff came out, like imagine if that came out during the height of the Cosby Show. Imagine that came out when TV's favorite dad was still on the air. Okay, so that's what the morning show is, but instead of Bill Cosby being the star of a sitcom, he would be the star of Good Morning America. It's like Bill Cosby scandal minus the pills, minus the Cosby Show, meet Good Morning America. That's what it is. So you have Steve Carell, and you may recognize Steve Carell. We fell in love with Steve Carell when he was the 40-year-old version. Well, let me tell you something. He's came a long way from being the 40-year-old version. Now he is accused of sexual misconduct within this fictional world of the morning show, which is America's favorite dad. He's Bill Cosby. Just no allegations of pills yet, but he's Bill Cosby. Right away, first episode, you know, the stuff that hit the fan, Jennifer Aniston finds out, and now it's her job pretty much to go on air, try to like give that uncomfortable apology to America. Meanwhile, in another spot, we have Bradley Jackson, which to me is actually more of a male name than a masculine name than a female name, and I don't think that was done accidentally. I really think that's deliberate. She is definitely more of a small town, stay what's on her mind type girl. And long story short, episode 1 is setting up conflict, a drama. For staying this far with me, I'm going to give you one of the things that I was going to give you if you stay to the end, and that will be my retitling of the episode. So this is the name of the episode, and it's actually very, very long that I have on the screen. My title of the episode, Who Died? That's what it should be. Who died? The whole episode is basically who died. It's almost like you're gonna do a knock knock joke. So it's knock knock, who died? Yoka who? Your career. Yoka who? Your career. Your career. Because careers have died in this episode. Steve Carell's character's career has died, and Jennifer Aniston's character, Alex's career, is hanging on a lifeline. Speaking of Alex, it's a male name too. I think they did that on purpose. They gave both those females a male. And then Reese Witherspoon's character, Bradley, her career dies too. This whole morning show is going to be dead. They got competition with other shows, so we have a lot of conflict set up. So that is pretty much the main storyline in the episode, and looks like the storyline of what this entire show is about. Now, there is a black character on the show. Actually, there's several, but there's a black guy on the show, and he actually works at the morning show. And to me, and this is just a theory, like his character symbolizes and represents the black man's role in society. Maybe even the Black Lives Matter movement, and where that hashtag lies within the hashtag #MeToo, hashtag Black Lives Matter. Because as you can see, he doesn't feel like his job matters. He doesn't feel like his role matters. Sidebar, they let they have him go and cover the Gilmore Girls musical, which is absolutely hilarious by even the idea of a Gilmore Girls musical. But that's what they have him cover, and he's just like, really? Like, what is this? You know, I think he said he had like a degree from Harvard, but anyway, he's like the most qualified person on the staff, and yet they have him covering things like a Gilmore Girls musical. Yeah, that's what's going on there, and I really feel like as his character unfolds and what they do with his storyline pretty much shows what goes on with how maybe subliminally they're trying to say that Black Lives Matter was pushed to the side for Me Too movement. I don't know, but there's some things, especially when I get to episode 2, it goes in depth with that character and some lines that he says that I'm like, bingo, these writers, brilliant. These writers pulled this straight from the Black Lives Matter movement. Moving on. So one of the things that I really like that's being set up is bringing in Reese Witherspoon's character from her small town and what she did and how she blew up and kind of messed up her job and then went viral at the same time. But bringing her in right at the time where Mitch, which is basically is out, that people hear sexual misconduct, so now he's a rapist, he's this, he's that, and we don't really know exactly what happened yet. We're going to hear from some accusers in further episodes, but with Reese coming in, it pins off a lot of conflict. So you have this conflict between Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon's character, because Reese Witherspoon pretty much represents fresh, new, maybe not a fresh new, but fresh new to the morning show, as opposed to Alex has been there over 15 years. Mitch is gone. You know, again, the name of the show to me should be Who Died, and it's basically everyone's careers. And Jennifer Aniston, her character, Alex's career is hanging on by a thread. The appearance of Reese Witherspoon coming in, it really looks like that may just be the knife that kills Jennifer Aniston, her character. You know, we'll see. In episode 1, we have an interview with these characters. Jennifer Aniston's character interviews Reese Witherspoon's character, Bradley. Alex and Bradley, they had this interview because she went off on some people, she cussed them out, she spoke her mind. It went viral, right? Because that's the type of stuff that goes viral. Now all of a sudden, you're in a newsroom, and that is the real awkward interview. So if you want to see the real awkward interview that happens with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, it's not that BBC interview that happened this weekend on the one show that people were talking about on Twitter. It was not really any awkward moments. Tune in to season 1, episode 1 of the morning show. This was an awkward interview. It's awkward on so many levels. One, Jennifer Aniston thinks that Reese Witherspoon's character faked the whole thing, like it was deliberate, because she knew that she would get attention from it. Number 2, Jennifer Aniston is now pretty much for the first time on her own without Mitch, Steve Carell, because he's fired for sexual misconduct. And 3, is it true? Rumor has it, gut feeling, that they're trying to get rid of Alex. Is Alex right now really interviewing her replacement? So these are all the things that's kind of going on in episode 1. Speaking of more conflict, you also have the conflict of Jennifer Aniston and her, what I'm assuming is the father of her child. I can't tell if this is her husband, ex-husband, baby daddy. I do not know, but I definitely sense some conflict there. And then you also have Jennifer Aniston's conflict with Mitch, because I love the way the episode ends with her going to Mitch's house and them actually having it out. So without any further ado, let me give you what I promised you, and that is the best line of the episode. So this will be Shira's best line of the episode. So every episode I'm going to go through and I'm going to find what I feel is the best line of the episode. Also, if there's any honorable mention, I'll put that down too. And I also would love for you to let me know what was your favorite thing about episode 1 of season 1 of the morning show. And are you coming back to watch season 2, episode 1 of the morning show that's going to come out next week? And if you're new to the morning show like I am, I would love for you to be on the journey of binge watching season 1. So my favorite line of the episode: Alex is like Mitch's widow now. Nobody wants to see the widow get fucked. That is Shira's best line of the episode. That was my favorite line of the episode. I think it represents my title for the episode, meaning who died, even using the word like widow, which death, and nobody wants to see the widow get fucked, so she's out of here too. Honorable mention would be Steve Carell's line, "Hello pot, I would like to introduce you to Kettle." Another honorable mention line would be Jennifer Aniston's character saying, "Your philandering has fucked me." I just like the alliteration of that. Has fucked me. That sounds great. And last but not least, the last honorable mention line would be, "You think the 2 times that I let you get on top of me meant that much that's why I'm pissed?" And that was Jennifer Aniston's character. So I want to know some of your favorite lines. So make sure that you comment and let me know. And if you like this video, if you want to come back and talk about the morning show with me, then I would ask for you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and then ring the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss another upload. Be sure to let me know where you are. Are you like me and you just started watching the morning show, or have you already seen all of season 1 and you're getting ready for season 2? And if you like this video, if you want to come back and talk about the morning show with me, then I would ask for you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and then ring the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss another upload. I am Shira Nicole, and this has been another television review. Until next time, bye. More really great lines in the night. Mitch crying, "Don't go, stay, I have a gun." And Alice's reply is, "Great, have fun with that." One of the things that I saw, and I don't know about you, but it seemed like when she wanted to leave, he wasn't honoring her no, like her right to leave. She wanted to go, and he's just like, no, stay. And she's like, "No, I want to go." He kept asking her to stay. Of course, nothing happened, and it wasn't about that, but it was just interesting as to how he did not take her no for an answer. And he even tried things like, "Oh, I have a gun," where if he did any of those things in the cases that he's accused of with the sexual misconduct, I'm wondering if that what we saw is going to come back later to bite against him, or if it was just planted there to make us think something different about him. Because right now, without really seeing who the accusers are from episode 1, I don't know. Like, he's saying that he's innocent. He's saying it was all consensual. He said he didn't really do anything wrong. I don't know. The funny thing about it is that at the end of the day, it's Steve Carell. So for me, I'm sitting up here looking at the 40-year-old virgin. So that's the 40-year-old virgin. Like, the 40-year-old virgin was fired for sexual misconduct. The 40-year-old virgin had 1,000,001 girls who wanted to suck his... That's not me. That's a line from the episode. But really? Like, wow. So 40-year-old virgin, but at 41... 41, everything changed for the actor. No, just joking off of, a role, or even a typecasting that I think of with Steve Carell. So I like seeing him in this role. This is going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of season 1 and then tuning in to season 2. Now, if you want to watch the show and you have access to the show, in the description box I will have a link to Apple TV. It's $4.99 a month. You can sign up for Apple TV, get that subscription, have access to one of Apple TV originals, which is the morning show, and also you can have Apple TV and still have access to other things. I can watch Hulu through Apple TV. So many different things that I can watch through Apple TV, but just having Apple TV as my source, as I feel, has worked well for me, saving a few dollars here and there. So if you're interested, click the link on Apple TV so you can do their 7-day free trial and start watching the morning show.